Hello, 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 my beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of The Auntie Lynette Show, where we showcase some of Toronto's hottest visual and musical artists. I am your host, LWB. Today's podcast is brought to you by a WWB production and can be found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, and Spreaker.com. Well, folks, it gives me great pleasure to introduce today's guest to you all, Tasneem, a multi-disciplinary bilingual English and French Canadian artist with roots in East Africa. Their focus is on music, acting, writing, and filmmaking. They have performed at the AKF Inaugural Gala, Art Basel alongside the late Zaha, Hadid, and LA's Grand Performances, sharing stages with Martha Wainwright, Seun Kuti, and Baloji. Tasneem has spent time as a music producer mentor at Daniels Launchpad Artscape in Toronto, focusing on women and non-binary musicians and producers. They participated in OutFest InFusion NBC Universal Emerging Filmmakers program. And their short film, September 10th, was awarded a grant from the Canadian Council for the Arts and was chosen to be a part of a workshop held at the John Humphrey Center for Peace and Human Rights. September 10th, which Tasneem wrote, directed, starred in, produced, and composed the music to, will debut at film festivals this fall. Tasneem seeks to create work that tells stories and amplifies people's unique voices and experiences. So welcome, Tasneem. How are you doing, my jack of all trades? Tell us about it.
Thank you so much for having me. It is a beautiful day in Toronto. The sun is shining. TIFF just ended.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good.
Yes, and speaking of TIFF, you were at all of the parties, my dear, and it was so good to see you in your fabulousness and your glory, just spreading your love and your vibe, and that's how we met, so I'm so happy to have you on. But we're going to get right into who you are. So you recently told me when we finally had our chat after seeing each other and bumping into one another in so many parties, that you directed and recorded your own music video, and at one of our brunches, our outdoor little cafe / park party that we had, you showed me some clips and I was blown away and wanted to have you on right away. So tell the people about that process and about your music.
Okay, that song, All Your Cousins, was on my latest EP, Just Before the World Ends, which I actually released just before COVID happened. Don't say I told you so. But that, we were in lockdown.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make a music video for that song. Mm-hmm. And I thought to myself, why not just do it here in my own space?
Yes.
And so I turned the camera on myself, and I had a friend in LA, a great, fantastic animator and editor. We kind of worked together to make this sort of edited, animated thing that doesn't really feel like it was shot in a bedroom.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because I really had to pull from a lot of different creative sort of energies to really make that, idea of, I want to have a music video, but I don't want it just to be like me performing to the camera. You know what I mean?
I do. And that really came off, and it's quite beautiful. I can't wait to share the link with our audience because it was really beautiful and it really captures a vibe. Congratulations on that. That was really well done. So we know that you are bilingual. You're welcome. And so do you have a preference of singing music in English or French?
No, I sing my French, though I can communicate in French very well. Je parle beaucoup de français avec beaucoup de gens du Canada. I speak French, but I prefer English is certainly my first language, and I prefer to sing in that. Although, lately I've been like, okay, let me put out a French record.
I love it. It's such a romantic language. And just hearing you, moments ago, I'm sure our audience will agree. It was just so beautiful. It just rolls off the tongue. It sounds great. So I love that you're considering that. Now, with your work in the female and non-binary space, which do you think has the most impact if you were to be an overseer? Do you think music or the moving visual art has most impact on audiences?
I'm grateful that you asked this question.
Okay.
What a wonderful question. Thank you. If you would have asked me 10 years ago, for me personally, I would have said the music. But now, as I grow with my art, I think my impact personally is being felt in the visual medium more. As long as, and this is the kicker for me as an artist, as long as I'm having some sort of sonic influence in that visual. You know what I mean? As long as I get to put my own sound, my own stamp. For example, I wrote a song for that film, September 10th, and it plays as the credits roll. It's the outro song. And All Your Cousins, I did a remix to that song with Dave Sharma, who used to play music with me many years ago in New York. And he did a remix which plays as an outro to this film that a friend of mine made called India Sweets and Spices, which came out in theaters this last year. So I really realized, if I'm going to be part of any visual component or visual film or visual art, I really like to have that musical influence there as well.
Sure.
When you're a jack of all trades, or when you do this, you always like to pull from all these things. I just call myself a jack of all trades. But yes, when you're a multidisciplinary, I feel like pulling from everything is really how you get heard.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's right. That's pretty impactful, and good for you for taking ownership of your creativity and knowing that you're multidisciplined, and so I appreciate you being really forthright about that. So tell us about September 10th. It sounds so exciting. I mean, we want to tell people where they can screen it. I love what you're doing. Tell us about it. What was the resource, the influence?
Yes, September 10th is a story about two queer Muslim women the night before 9/11 and kind of how they experienced. It really stems from my story because I was a second-year student at NYU when the towers fell.
Okay.
I'm dating myself on this podcast, but you do the math.
Honey, I'm twice your age, so don't you worry. And I am a New Yorker born and raised. I was there for 9/11, and so we can talk about that separately. But yeah, continue. Don't even worry about it. Age is grace. Trust me. Age is grace.
You look half my age.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. This podcast is for you, my love. Keep going. Everybody listening right now, Tasneem is one beautiful soul, so don't you even go there. Continue.
But you and I both waltzed in so many arenas, so yes, we stayed looking lovely. But, this film really came about from my own experience, and I felt like I had to tell this story.
Beautiful.
Honey, you know how when you have stories that are stuck inside of you, you can't really move on until you tell certain things, until you get certain things out. And I told the Canada Council for the Arts, I told them that.
Nice.
I said, help me make this story because I have so many stories in me right now. But in order to tell them, I have to get this one out.
Love it.
And I got it out. I got the grant, and it's told through two sort of couples, one younger couple in New York and one older couple in Toronto, and kind of how that 9/11 impacts everybody, not just in the U.S., not just in Canada, but really worldwide. I don't know if many of your listeners recall, but it wasn't but last summer, the summer before last, that man in London, Ontario, I think he was a young man, very young, 20 years old, ran over that whole Muslim family that was on their evening walk.
Yes.
I mean, these are the things that we can look at to say, okay, the ramifications of 9/11, the ramifications of Islamophobia are really happening all over North America, and right now in Canada, it is very bad in Edmonton, Alberta, with the Islamophobia, with the hate, with the racism, with the anti-Blackness, with the anti-Asian hate. It's very, very bad.
Yes.
And so I think to put a focus on that right now is really what I was being called to do.
Well, I love that you said that you were called to do this. You're in great company because Steven Spielberg, who was called to do his latest film, The Fabelmans, just won the people's vote at TIFF. So he too had a story in him, which was his most personal. This is why we love stories, because they're real to the creator. So good for you. You're in great company. And everything you said about all the phobias and whatnot across the land, no country is immune. You're absolutely right. I mean, not so long ago, we were dealing with the truckers and the bikers, in the Capitol. So you're absolutely discussing things that have not changed very much from 9/11. So good for you. Before we move on to something a little lighter and fun and upbeat, I want to know where people can screen it this fall. Is it due to pursue some festival circuits?
I have it into some places. I'm waiting to hear back.
Okay.
You can check out my website or my Twitter, my Instagram. You can follow me on there. Instagram, Last Mango in Paris.
All right.
And
I'll make sure everybody has those links. Yeah.
And you'll make sure. And on my Twitter, I am Tasneem. You can hit my website, and all the information will be there. Most likely, I will really be dropping it on Twitter and IG. So I'll let you know where it can screen. And hopefully, these film festivals will also have a digital component, so people who aren't in the city where the film festival is taking place can also sort of tap into that festival and screen the film.
That's right.
But, stay tuned.
That's right. And so, folks, I'll make sure you have all of those links naturally. But at this time, we're going to take a little moment to receive a word from our sponsor. So my question, folks, is, are you ready to smile big? Well, then head over to Davis Orthodontics, the proud sponsor of today's episode and the proud sponsor of My Family Smiles. They offer free virtual and in-person consultations to help you customize your treatment based on your personal needs. With locations located across the Greater Toronto Area, they give confidence and beautiful smiles to individuals of all sorts of ages. Head to their website, davisortho.ca, to book your free consultation and start your smile journey today. All right, folks. Well, moving on from that, what I'd love to say next is our jingle question for our guests. So, Tasneem, it's your time. It's your time. Is it Batwoman or Catwoman? Tell us. Catwoman. All right. You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. I love it. Okay, so since you are a creator that wears many hats, I wonder if there are any music videos that you particularly find yourself drawn to. I also have a question about movies, like memorable soundtracks, because I'm really trying to play with both of those kind of ideologies for you as a creator, both visual as well as audible. And I'm wondering if there's a memorable soundtrack, you can choose either of these questions, in a movie or a favorite music video of yours. I'd love to hear from you, because I think you are one of these, again, creators who encompasses so many different avenues of the final executed product that I'd love for you to share with folks kind of what your inspiration is and what draws you to, some or both or all of those types of materials.
There are many artists whose music videos I love, but you know who rises to the top is my friend Janet Jackson.
Ooh!
Because every video with Janet, and Janet and Michael scream,
the best.
Janet's videos from the 80s and the dancing. And I can just remember literally being a very small child, sort of hanging on, MTV, just seeing what she was going to do next.
Yeah.
And, I also love from that era also, the Peter Gabriel, the Whitney Houston videos.
Very good.
I love all of that. I really love a lot of Outkast videos, because I feel like some of their videos are really going deep into storytelling.
Love it. Love it. No, I know.
And also, you can't leave out Bjork.
Oh, yes.
That's just eclectic. But I'm going to let you continue, so I cut you off.
No, you didn't. I asked you the question, and you absolutely gave us a lot to chew on there. And when you mentioned Janet, I thought immediately of Busta Rhymes and Janet. I thought that was just so out there. And, of course, Missy Elliott, right? We can't leave her out. Just thinking about you and your taste for the eclectic, as you say. It's really cutting edge, sort of, groundbreaking visual art. I just agree with you. I can't tell you how much I love your responses. So do you like karaoke by any chance?
I'm a little bit into karaoke. know what? I'm going to take 2 seconds. I do like karaoke, but you know what? I don't find myself doing it a lot.
Okay.
What I am going to talk about are those film soundtracks. And I just want to say the soundtracks that I owned.
Yes.
I owned Love Jones.
Nice.
And I owned Soul Food.
Ooh.
Okay. I'll never forget that Soul Food. And I owned Boomerang.
Oh.
And you know what else I owned?
Yes.
I owned A League of Their Own, which features I had a cassette single of a Madonna ballad.
Oh my gosh.
I was thinking about it recently. I know, it's so weird. I was thinking about it recently because A League of Their Own just came out as a TV show on Amazon Prime. And now features this like black storyline and queer storyline, which we never got with the movie.
That's
the
right.
Penny Marshall original.
That's right.
But interestingly enough, this TV show, it didn't really feature the music so much. And one thing I do remember from the original is that Madonna was in the movie. She was wonderful, and that she had the song that played at the end of movies. And I really feel like the song that plays at the end of movies is the most impactful music in all of the films.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, it is so true. You know, our sense memory tends to grip onto those very last finale moments. So I love that you responded that way. And as we wrap up, I just want to talk a little bit about your East African roots. I mean, can you tell us how the sounds of that region have influenced you, if at all?
Oh, my goodness, so much. So my dad is South Asian from Kenya, and my mom is Blasian, Black and South Asian from Uganda.
Wow.
And I grew up listening to Afro-Pop Worldwide on NPR.
Wow.
And when I tell you, you know, my love for Seun Kuti, my love for Seun Kuti, and then, you know, I got to play on the same stage as him later in life, and my love for African music, for, you know, I'm naming the greats, Miriam Makeba, this and that and the other, but when I visit East Africa, it's the music, it's called Tarab, which is a music that is like kind of rooted in Zanzibar, rooted in coastal East Africa, and it's a mix of everything.
I love it.
Muslim, South Asian, East African, Black African, Ugandan, Kenyan, I mean, it's everything together.
I love it.
And I love it too. And it has influenced me in ways that, you know, my music is very like popular, kind of popular American song or popular music, alternative in my case, but
sure, it
doesn't have too much outright influence of that. But I began to, you know, reach out to people to do remixes and things like that because I feel that, you know, people love it.
Yes.
And I feel like it also, my music deserves that too. My music deserves to get that texture.
Of course it does. And on that note, we are going to wrap it up, folks. We're going to thank Tasneem for this wonderful episode. And what I will say about your Afrobeats influence is that Netflix is screening a wonderful, wonderful docuseries right now on the roots of Afrobeats. I highly, highly suggest everybody look into it. It is a lovely, informative as to how it's exported, this particular sound from that region. So I'm really, really happy to hear that Tasneem has grown up on this sound. It is definitely exported to the North American region. And I'm just so proud of having you on our show today. So folks, you can be sure to find, I'm so proud of you. And folks, you can be sure to find links to connect with Tasneem, as I mentioned earlier, across all social media platforms within the body of this podcast page, which I will list and post for your access. And until the next time, I'm LWB signing out. Be sure to live light, stay true to your inner self, and love right. I'm out.